on the Orange and Blue Podcast.
A big mile high, Broncos country. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting episode of Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue Podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Baki, and with me, as always, is my best buddy in the world, Isaiah Henderson. What's up, guys? What's up, bud? How are you?
Party people. What's up? What's up? What's up, Johnny? What's up, everybody?
Nice of you to show up. Nice of you to show up for a podcast.
Oh yeah, man. You know, me and the wife are moving, so we finally got the Wi-Fi set up. I think the internet's better. I think I did it right this time, so we shouldn't have those previous problems. But I'm definitely glad to be back. Got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Speaking of, real quick,
look at the hot takes.
Mundungus is sitting here. He's like, I think the biggest storyline in today's podcast will be if Isaiah has good internet. So there you go.
Oh, I think we will.
We've already got some of our faithful in the house. We got Dave Glassman in the house. He says, "Go Broncos!" The boss man Mundungus is in the house. We got Mo Bad in the house. He says, "Dave Glassman, Mundungus, greetings."
Mo Bad.
What's up, Mo Bad? It's good to see you, my friend. EJ's in the house. He said, "What's up, Broncos country?"
EJ.
Man, it is so good to be on with you guys. Guess what? We had another game to watch yesterday.
Yes,
it was awesome. I you know what? Good or bad, I'm just happy to be watching some football.
Yeah,
oh, right? Man, wait, you don't look like a Broncos elf anymore.
I was literally about to pass out. It was so hot in that beanie. I told you I couldn't do the beanie. I have to unpack my hat so I can wear my hat next time. That's ridiculous. I'm not doing that.
All right, real quick. Let's get down. Let's go through the orders of business real quick. Welcome everybody to Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue Podcast. We are a fan-led Broncos-based podcast that goes live every Sunday at 6:543 on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We're no longer on Twitter, at least not right now. All right. We are part of the MHRT network. So please, if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, guys, give us a like, a subscribe, a share. Hit that notification bell so you know when we go live so that you are ready to talk Broncos at any given Sunday, right?
Press that button. Any given Sunday, baby. Press that button.
Got a lot to talk about. That's right. We are a lot to talk about. So hey, guys, we are getting ready. It's coming. If y'all ain't ready for this, it's gonna be huge, you guys. Season 2 of MHRT. It's coming very soon. Yeah, y'all ain't ready.
You guys are ready for it. You guys are ready for it.
Y'all aren't ready, but you better get ready. All right. Huge changes coming to MHRT. New shows, possibly new hosts,
possibly
bunch of new stuff. It's going to be huge. We are ready to push the envelope and send MHRT into the stratosphere, guys. Please, yeah, that's right. Blast off right into the here. I'll hit it again.
That's the sound I was trying to make.
Right, yeah, I know. I figured I'd help you with it, So, guys, make sure that you're subscribed if you're not already, so that you're ready for when season 2 starts. Because you know what? It's going to go in tandem with the new football season. It's gonna be exciting. Okay. Yes. All right. Also, last thing before we start talking the game yesterday is we have started an MHRT Fantasy Football League. All right. We need some people to join us. All right. All the members of MHRT have joined in. All right. Now we need some of our super fans, some of those that really love what we do and love interacting with us and that want to be part of it, to join us in fantasy football. So if you're interested, hit one of us up in our DMs on Twitter. All right. You can find, you can find it at, Mundungus at Broncos_Wizard. You can find me at Broncos_Viking. Isaiah over there at Word Over World with 2 underscores. Hit us up in the DMs. We'll get you the information you need to sign up and be in the league. Come on, guys. We need about, I think, 6 or 7 more people. Let's do this thing.
Come on, guys. I need more people to talk trash to.
Yeah, just talk trash like you're like it's gonna be your season to win.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely pulling out my phone and calling out names of the fan base who got their butt kicked in fantasy league. I'm definitely gonna do that. Matter of fact, Johnny, we might as well do a MHRT fantasy league segment the first 3 minutes, we just start talking trash and seeing who we play against next and get duels going. I absolutely love that.
There you go. So let's see. Mobad says MHRT to the moon, baby. Let's go.
Let's see.
Mobad says you look hammered as usual. So yeah.
I'm tired.
Oh, that's funny. And it looks like we've already got Dave is in the fantasy league. So is Mobad. And I believe week 1, they face off. They'll be facing off against each other week 1. So,
full Glassman versus Mobad.
So you know what? I mean, so we need 4 more. Munduga says it. We need 4 more in a 14
just 4
league. So come on, guys, 4 people. Hit us up in the DMs. All right, get in on this because it's going to be a lot of fun, y'all. All right. So that being said, let's talk football. All right. Broncos versus Seahawks. Preseason game number 2. It was fun to watch. There were some cringe-worthy moments, but it is the preseason. So we can live with it a little, right? I mean, how did you feel about the game, Isaiah?
It wasn't I enjoyed watching it. I got to sit down and actually pay attention, and I was impressed. I saw some things I liked. I saw some things I didn't like. I saw some players that I was very impressed with. Players that we all know agree who's going to make the team. For example, Jonathan Cooper, Trinity Benson. Just these guys. These young guys came out, and they're going to make the team. They were just enjoyable to watch. But I was impressed with Teddy Bridgewater. I will say that. I was impressed with Teddy Bridgewater. He played really well. He came in there and he did what he had to do, and then he sat down. I mean, it was Julian's turn.
I kind of felt like Teddy played Teddy. He played Teddy.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, he played safe a lot. There was that one very good pass, good deep pass. I think it was
just Sobert.
Yeah, to Eric Sobert, right there, near the 1 yard line. Sobert managed to stay in bounds.
That was a pretty throw.
That was pretty much the only time that I felt like I saw Teddy push the envelope.
Yes,
which is kind of going into yesterday, the one thing we needed to see from Teddy was to see him step out of being safe, because we all know, like we've always said it, we've said it all off season. We know what Teddy can do. We know what he's capable of. We've seen it forever, right? We know that he can complete short check down passes, things like that.
Right.
But he never pushes the envelope, and that's where Drew had the upper hand on him.
Well, now, the thing that they're looking for separate things in each quarterback. For Teddy Bridgewater, excuse me, they want to see him put the ball in the end zone, because Teddy Bridgewater's been struggling with his red zone percentage. He's been struggling with that. Everybody can tell he's having a problem in the red zone. So that's what they're looking at with Teddy Bridgewater. When he's in the red zone, can they put up points? Now, when they got in the end zone this past week against the Seahawks, he put up points, whether it was a handoff to Javonte Williams or it was that throw to trade. I believe it was KJ Hamler on the quick out.
And real quick, speaking of in the hands of Javonte Williams, can we just talk for one quick second about Javonte Williams struggling to break the plane of the end zone, and Dalton Risner just grabs the ball out of his hands and just leaps into the end zone with it?
He's trying to show Javonte how it's done.
What? I mean, it was a thing of beauty. I just wanted to say that. Good job, Dalton. Dalton, that was just something phenomenal, man. Like it was wicked. I mean, it kind of reminded me. It kind of reminded me of the Dalton Risner we saw his rookie year when he grabbed Phillip Lindsay and just threw him into the end zone.
Yeah,
it was really cool to see Dalton pull something like that. I don't know if we'll see much more of that exact type of play this season out of Dalton Risner, but I was, a big hope I had for Dalton Risner was to see a return to the rookie Dalton Risner that we saw 2 years, back in 2019.
Yeah, he looks motivated,
and you see that now. You see that motivation in him again, and that was exciting. That was exciting. Right. So back to the quarterback competition. I just wanted to bring that up real quick. So continue.
Yeah. So I mean, he had two touchdowns.
Yeah.
High efficiency rate, which we expect, but they want to see, can he take care of the ball in the end zone? Now with Drew, the one thing they're specifically looking for in Drew is, can he take care of the ball? And so for me, I'd say Vic Fangio is not going to call the starting quarterback this week. He's going to wait till after preseason 3 because, in my honest opinion, I truly believe they are tied. Because week 1, Drew came out and did exactly what he's supposed to do, plus some. Pat Shurmur said the same. Pat was like, he did what we asked him to do.
Okay.
And so I believe in week 2 with that situation, I believe they want to see how well. We all know he plays best in play action. I think he was, correct me in the comments, I think he was like 1 or 2 best in the league when it comes to play action efficiency.
In this in week 1?
And 2020. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league when it came to play action. So we know.
I'm not sure. I don't know that stat.
I know he was he was top. So he was one of the top quarterbacks in the league when it came to play action. We know that. Shotgun is where he struggled. So I believe in the Seahawks game, they want to see him play with a second, third string O-line, second, third string receivers in a set that you're not the best at. That's really going to push him. That's really going to test him. At the same time, we want you to be able to read a defense and adjust to second, third string players.
I'm going to jump real quick into the comments.
So they were really, really. I mean, he got 2. Go ahead.
Oh no, go.
No, he got 2 field goals. He had 2 field goals, and he didn't turn the ball over.
Yeah, I mean,
so he's doing what they're asking him to do.
He is. I mean, he definitely looked like he struggled a bit yesterday. Now, I mean, he was playing with, like I don't want to sound in any way like the Seahawks commentators because oh my god, I both myself and Glenn brought this up in our like group chat feed yesterday during the game. If those Seahawks commentators made one more stupid excuse for their players being second, third stringers versus our starters, I was going to come through the television screen and force feed him his microphone.
Well, we play like less than half.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's sitting there still talking about it. Well, we'll see what they can do when our starters are in. And I'm like, and I believe it was even Mundungus pointed out at that time, the only starter on the field at that moment was Drew Lock.
Yeah, it was Drew Lock.
The rest were all backups. And I'm like, would you stop talking about it? Because guess what? The rest of the game, over half the game, we our second, third stringers were in. Guess what? You guys still failed to get more than a field goal on the board.
Exactly.
Quit talking. Quit making excuses. Okay, they didn't. Preseason game or not, the Seahawks didn't look good. I'm done on that soapbox. I'm going to go ahead and just step down from my soapbox now. But the point is, like, I'm not trying to make excuses here. But Drew Lock was playing with was playing with the second and third teamers.
Mm-hmm.
And some mistakes were made. I mean, that one of those fumbles was definitely on him.
Yeah,
he just didn't get hands on that ball right. It didn't look right. It didn't look good.
He was still looking to throw.
Granted, he recovered quickly. Mm-hmm. He didn't let it take him by surprise so much that he got that it ended up in a positive turnover for the Seahawks.
Right.
So he got a hold of the ball and he held on to it. Now, granted, he got sacked again the next play and it just did not look good that drive at all. And then further on in the game, that other fumble, that I would not call that on him. You watch it back in slow motion, and I believe it was his own left guard. I believe it was Schlotman stepped back and stepped right on his foot and tripped it.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, so it didn't look too good, but I think they were looking at different things. They weren't looking at, like, the fans were going to look at the numbers. If it's not preseason, we're looking at the score, we're looking at stats. And the coaches and the coordinators and the trainers, they'll look at that, but they're paying attention to different things. I think they weren't looking at numbers with Drew. They were looking at mechanics and habits. Is he still, regardless of his offensive line, is he still shifting? Is he still doing pre-snap offense? Is he still reading the defense? Is he still standing strong in the pocket, going through his progression, regardless of the play we call, regardless of the formation, regardless of who's out there? We're looking at the numbers. We're like, Broncos Twitter blew up. Like, Teddy's the starting quarterback from now on. But
no, he's not. We don't know that yet. Look, okay. Both have had great games. Okay. Drew Lock blew it up in week 1 of the preseason. Teddy Bridgewater blew it up in week 2. Okay. The coaches, they see things we don't. Okay. Because you also got to take into consideration what they see in practice. Okay. Right. And they're still practicing, guys, just because training camp is now closed to the public. Does not mean they're not practicing. They're practicing. We just can't see it now.
Exactly.
All right. The coaches have to take a lot of things into consideration. What they see in the games, of course, is probably the biggest, but they have to consider a whole lot of what they see in it It is not set yet. So Broncos country, please, and I mean this, and I love you all, and I mean this with all due respect, shut up. Okay?
Please.
We love you.
Finally, we
love you. Okay? All of you. We love everybody that loves the orange and blue. Okay? This is our happy place. This is our home. Shut up. I'm saying that with love. Okay? We don't know yet what's going to happen. Okay?
So Mundungus brings up a good point, Johnny, and this was what I was talking about earlier. Locke was 8th in play action passing line.
So top 10 in play action.
So they knew.
They know he's going to play action.
Yeah, they were saying on Broncos Twitter, well, why didn't Pat Shermer? They set him up. Why didn't Pat Shermer give him play action? And I'm not thinking that. I'm like, no, maybe they just want him to work on his weaknesses. That's what preseason.
Well, I mean, this is the time to do it.
Weaknesses.
This is the preseason. This is the time to do it.
Yes, this is exactly the time to do it.
Give them the moments in a game style situation to practice the things that they suck at. Because he's going to eventually have to do it. Yes. I mean, if he's going to be the starter, he's going to have to take some snaps from shotgun or from pistol. Okay, he's not going to be able to take everything from under center and go play action every single play. I mean, and so now during the preseason, let him do it. Let him screw it up now. Okay, that way that there's tape. There's something he can step back. Excuse me for just a second. Still getting over this cold that I had this last week. It's been awful. Let him make some mistakes. That makes, then there's tape. Okay, he can go this week and sit down with that tape, with his coaches, with his fellow quarterbacks. He can look at what he's at those things, especially those mistakes, and go, I did that wrong. That's what I did wrong. And then he can go practice it. We were talking about it in Broncos Talk. I believe it was earlier this week. Yeah, it was on Tuesday this week. Rich brought this up. Was that, when he was playing rugby, he's a rugby player.
Right.
After every game, his coach would walk in the room at the first practice after a game with this list of everything that they screwed up in the game. And what they would practice that week was all the things they messed up.
Yes. Because then that weakness then becomes a strength.
Right. Real quick, but we'll continue this. I want to address some of our comments. A 6'10" Mexican in the house. Here we go. Saludos and salutations, Broncos country. There you go, Adon. That's my awesome impression of you.
Salud.
My wife in the chat says, my son, Sammy, Jackson, Dawson are happy to see Uncle back. We missed him on here.
What's up, kiddos? Dawson, Samson, Jackson. What's up, guys? Miss you guys. See you guys soon.
Let's see. We have Denver Gator in the house. What's up, Gator?
Denver Gator.
What's up, peeps? Let's talk some Broncos.
Let's talk about it.
Man, this cold killed me, man. Let's see. Okay. Mundungus brought this up. Just want to put this out there. Drew, 8 drives, 23 points. Teddy, 4 drives, 24 points. I mean, it is a valid argument.
Yes, I mean the points are equal, but let's nitpick a little bit. Teddy's 2 drives on 4th and 5 in a real game. I don't think they would have gone for it. That would have been a punt. So that would give Teddy 6 drives, 24 points to 8 drives, 23 points. Still puts Teddy in a lead, but Drew's the incumbent, and Drew has improved greatly, and he's only in his 3rd year. So Teddy's been in for 8 years, and Drew's been in for 3, and the coaches are saying they're tied. So
I agree.
So does that make Drew better? Does that mean Drew has the equal talent and knowledge of an 8-year veteran in the NFL? Just asking a question. I mean, you guys know I'm a Drew Lock fan.
Go ahead and jump in the comments, guys, and comment on that. So anybody who's watched this for any amount of time knows that we are Drew Lock fans. Okay. He was my college quarterback from my college team. Okay. I was squealing like a little girl on Main Street live in Nashville when they drafted him. Okay. I love Drew Lock. Okay. I really do. I am, however, first and foremost a Broncos fan. And so no matter how much of a Drew Lock supporter I am, I said this before the show to Isaiah, I'm going to do my very best to remain unbiased. I want who's going to be best for the team. Now, ultimately,
agreed.
I like who I want to like. And for me, that's Drew Lock. I want him to succeed so badly that I still want to give him one more chance. That's on me. But I'm not the coaches. I'm not the general manager. Right? I mean, I wish I was. Obviously, I keep putting in my application. They keep turning me down. I don't get it.
They accepted mine last week.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
I start tomorrow.
You start out as what? The water boy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, start
so H2O Gatorade.
And look at him. He became a superstar, so don't doubt me.
Bobby Boucher. All right. Richie Rich, can we please talk about the fact that Shermer seems to still be attempting to force his stupid three wide out offense? Locke and Teddy both did better in the 2 tight end offense. Know your players. I agree.
Locke and Teddy do better in the 2 tight end offense because our run game is fantastic and our offensive line is great. I think we have a top 3 offensive line in the NFL because we immediately, Broncos Twitter blew up. We immediately saw the difference when Teddy was in there and he climbed the pocket, navigated the pocket, and the first drive Drew was in there when they took out all the starters. Yes. He was sacked twice immediately. Yes, I think we have, but everybody was
right through the middle. I mean, like that first sack on Locke. I mean,
is that Calvin Anderson who got ran over like that?
I don't remember who it was. I want to say no. I mean, that first sack on Locke, which is the one where he also had that fumble. Not only did Drew, bobble the ball and, unfortunately have to come up with it.
He's got to be better at that.
But the guard the Seahawks the Seahawks front line did a very good job of separating the guard from the tackle, opening a wide open gap, and I believe it was their inside linebacker. It was either inside linebacker or one of their defensive tackles that was able to just make a beeline right to Drew through that hole.
Well, what I'm saying is everybody after week 1, everybody talked about we had the number 1 rated offensive line on PFF after week 1. Everybody talked about that pocket, the holes that and the time that the quarterbacks got. We have a top 3 offensive line in the NFL, hands down. And so when we put the backups in, our backups.
You really think so? Top 3?
Yes.
Our backups. I don't know if I go top 3. Not yet. I wouldn't give it top 3 yet.
Our backups can be starters on different teams.
Sure, maybe. I still don't see it as a top 3. That's just me. I could see, maybe top 10. I'm not a top 3 yet. I'm thinking top 3. I don't even know if I'm top 5 yet. So
the reason why I say top 3 is because last year our left and right tackle didn't give up a single sack. We don't have the same right tackle. Bobby Massey looks good though. I think he's going to win over Calvin Anderson. I saw Calvin Anderson just get ran over by some dude from the Seahawks. I think it's Bobby Massey's spot. So everybody's saying our interior offensive line is our strongest part of our offense.
Okay.
We're strongest at our interior offensive line. So you take tackles that don't give.
Oh, you know what? Hey, you know what? I think your internet's starting to crap out again, brother. Just saying.
I look fine. Is it? I look fine.
Oh no, you froze. You were frozen for about 8 seconds. First time it's happened, I think, but still happened.
Yeah, it looked fine on my end. Am I still frozen?
No, you're good now. Anyway, continuing on. Our interior offensive line looks great. I mean, Kush still needs to figure some things out. A little bit.
Yeah, it's his second year. I mean, it's his second year. Dalton Reisner's third, and Glasgow's the veteran on that side.
Yes, so he is.
One thing I did see them though was I see they're communicating a lot more between Lloyd, Dalton, and Graham. They're talking. Their guards are talking. They're talking a lot more. Their communication's a lot better.
Well, their communication's fantastic, and
getting that camaraderie down.
EJ asks, "Do we still think Locke and Teddy are even Steven per Fangio?" Because that's what Fangio reported post game. I think I do because I think each of them has balled out in a different game as the starter. Although, if I was to give an edge, and this goes back to what we said earlier, Mundungus brought up the drives and how many points on versus how many drives they had. I also want to point out that one of them has been in the league 3 years, one has been in 8 years. So,
and they're even.
I'd say they're even. I'd say
so does that mean
now? Mundungus answered that question too. He said he still thinks they're even, but he believes Fangio has his preferred QB. So Mundungus, since you believe there's a preferred QB, who and why?
I will say this: it's weird. I wouldn't say he has his preferred one because after week 1, when everybody knew Drew balled out, everybody said that's when Fangio said I could possibly name a starting quarterback. It was after Drew Lock balled, and then I would hate to think that after Teddy Bridgewater balled, he automatically has his mind made up or can switch that easy. So I think based off his week 1 comments, I think it's still pretty even because he also said in his comments we could let it go past week 3. We could decide after week 3 game, and that's where I'm leaning. Week 3 game.
I mean, maybe I still think there's a chance he names it before this last game this next week. I really do. I really do believe there's a chance he names it this week.
There's a good chance.
Here's why I believe that. I believe it's time because now is the time to take whoever you're going to start, and in practice leading up to for the next couple of weeks, they take all the first team snaps. It's time.
Which I agree with.
It needs to happen. It needs to happen now.
So who's the guy?
Who's the guy? Well, here's how I feel. In a perfect world, I don't know. And I hate being that guy. I hate being the guy that says, I don't know. Here's what I'm going to say. They're tied. He said they're tied. Yeah. I believe they're tied too. I believe in a tie, in the event of a tie, we've said it before, Drew Lock goes. Drew Lock takes it. Now it's in a perfect world. Drew Lock takes the job because his upside's higher and him succeeding is ultimately what's in the best interest of the Broncos. That being said, somebody back here we go. Mundungus brought this up as well. Fangio is coaching for his job this year. So he's less likely to take a chance so that he doesn't get fired.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it could be either or. It could be Drew. It could be Teddy. I don't know. And Richie said it. Richie said it here. Somewhere. Oh man, I can't find it. I can't find it. But
so this is, anyway, in my opinion, this was bits besides that shovel pass play, which we will talk about Broncos country.
Hey, that shovel pass. Hold
on. We'll get there, Johnny. I think the best drive that he had was it was like a minute and 15 left. He was playing with the second or third strings, and he had to move the ball down the field. I think it was 70, 80 yards, and I think he ended the half with a field goal with the second, third strings. So. And he threw that nice third down pass to Deontay Spencer. Now, I will say this is they let Teddy go for it on fourth downs, but they didn't let Drew. And it confused a lot of people. But in 2020, since Drew Lock took over the job, the Broncos have improved greatly in red zone and third down efficiency since Drew Lock became the starter. Greatly. And those are two places.
I wouldn't say greatly. I would say
no. They improved greatly because Vic Fangio said so himself last year. He's like, I like that we've improved in red zone and third down efficiency because we used to be with Case Keenum, Joe Flacco, and Trevor Siemian. That's where we struggled the most was red zone and on third down. And since we've gotten Drew Lock, we've improved greatly in that area. Okay. Those are also two places where Teddy Bridgewater struggles.
It is. I mean, ultimately, I think what it's going to come down to is who. Based on the fact that Fangio is coaching for his job, Drew has the higher upside if they're tied. I think it's going to come down to trust. Who do the coaches? I think Mundungus said it in here somewhere. He did. At this point, it will probably come down to who Coach Fangio thinks he can trust the most in that position. Ultimately, I think that's what it's going to be.
Yeah,
they're tied. Both of them have strengths. The other does not. I think it's going to come down to who does the coach think he can trust to get the job done. So
EJ says Cush is not dominating backups. So does that mean he will struggle against our opponent's starters?
I do.
That's a great possibility. I was thinking about that. But right now he's doing better than Quinn Miners. Quinn Miners is like Garrett Bowles, big, strong. But has some mechanic issues. Cush is the opposite. He's smart, has mechanics down. He's got some strength issues.
Cush with no push, as Richie Rich said it right there.
Yeah,
and real quick, hey, Danny Trujillo on Facebook. It's a blank message, Danny, but hey, it's good to see you, brother. Welcome back.
Welcome, brother.
In a while. So glad to see you. Also, we have State Farm. Gary Neighbors in the house, like a good neighbors. State Farm is there. Or like a good neighbors, Gary is there. So there you go. We got Shadow Jacker also has joined in. I'm late, but I'm here. What about that win, though?
Yeah, like baby.
In regards to the win, like I said, the Seahawks commentators, they wanted to sit there and make excuse after excuse after excuse. But even once we inserted our second and third stringers, they still couldn't get in the end zone. All right, look,
we've got great
Broncos. Look, 2 weeks in a row. So, but whether it be the starters, second or third stringers, the Broncos have balled out and dominated. Now it's the preseason, okay? Ultimately, it doesn't matter. But you know what? We're continuing to send a message to the NFL. Hey, what's up? We're here. We got not just our starters, our backups are strong too. So
our depth is so good. PFF ranked the top defensive rookies. I think Patrick Surtain was number 2 in the NFL for defensive rookie. Number 1 was Jonathan Cooper. In case you guys didn't know that.
Speaking of,
Patrick
2 sacks.
Patrick Surtain is
Jonathan Cooper.
Patrick Surtain is not a starter, and neither is Jonathan Cooper, but yet they're the best defensive rookies in the NFL, and they're our backups. So we're going to be nasty this year. Dave Full Glassman says, Lock starts. If we are not 3-0 after week 3, it's worth looking at making a change. I think that's correct. I think they're going to give Lock, they wanted Lock to improve. They want to push him.
Ultimately, I think the bar that a lot of people agreed on was 4 games. The first 4 games of the season. Now, granted, I think that was back before. I heard that a lot more back before they extended us to a 17-game season. But I heard a lot of 4 games. Now, quick take.
That's the buzzer for a hot take.
It doesn't matter. It's the buzzer. Shut up.
He says, this is my quick take. If the goal was to give Drew the job and let Teddy be the backup, then when Locke balled out in the first game, they would have called it for Drew. Well, my only caveat to that, I disagree as well, would be if they wanted to give it to Drew, the incumbent, they had to give Teddy a game because they also called it a competition. Mm-hmm. You can't call it a competition if you're going to call it after one game. All right, we've already seen it look.
Yeah, you want to make it look fair. Okay, Drew had his chance as the starter. You got to give Teddy the same chance. Ultimately,
I think they've
the same chance.
I think they've always wanted to call it for Drew, but I think they're going to be quick to snatch him if he's not doing it right. If he's not 3-0, they are quick to snatch him. Or if he's struggling, they're quick to snatch him. But I think they will give Drew the starting job.
And Shadow Jacker says whomever starts will not finish the season, not including injury related.
I don't like that.
It's a possibility.
I don't like it because I want our guy. So I don't want to start and finish.
I don't like it, Shadow, only because I don't like speaking in absolutes. Okay, because nothing in this life is absolute but death and taxes. All right, now there's a good chance that whomever starts will not finish the season, but I would not say it as that's what's going to happen. So that's my take on that. Real quick, this is a new name. I don't recognize it. Miguel Santisteban.
Welcome, Miguel.
Miguel, welcome to the show.
Cheers.
Yes, cheers to you. Oh, yeah, hang on. I got to open a new beer. Here's to another new name in the chat. Welcome to the show, Miguel. If you have not already subscribed, please do so. MHRT Podcast on YouTube.
Season 2 coming up.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss it.
Absolutely. You don't want to miss it. So here's to you.
Miguel says if they're mediocre at best, with Teddy, coaches are gone anyway. Best to start Locke with more upside than if he fails and just ride the wave with Teddy after. Just if Locke balls out, they're safe. You're going to be in the middle with Teddy. I agree. And this is when I realized what it truly meant to have a higher ceiling. Like we talked about Johnny. Teddy year 8, Locke year 3, and
higher
statistics
floor,
are
Locke
even.
higher ceiling. Yeah. I mean, there it is.
The statistics are even. There's a 5-year difference, and they're about throwing the same. So if you're the coaches, you're looking at that as well. And like, okay, if Locke is throwing the same as an 8-year veteran guy,
yeah,
what's he going to be like at year 8? And can we make him a Bronco and keep him a Bronco at year 8? So he does have a higher upside and higher ceiling, and he's definitely franchise quarterback.
So we appreciate that. We appreciate that take, Miguel, and welcome again. Please, join us and subscribe and become part of we call it the NRW crew, a name given to us by this gentleman, EJ. Kush needs another cycle. Still not strong enough. Just saying.
I saw somebody say, move Graham Glasgow over to center and put Netani Muti at right guard and have Netani, Graham, and Dalton. But I also saw somebody else say, from watching that game, Muti's not ready to be a starter yet.
No, he's not. And I mean, he's done some very impressive things, and I think he's the future at that position. But 2 things. 1, he needs another year under his belt before he's ready to start that position. 2,
because Graham Glasgow,
we are paying Graham Glasgow, and he's a veteran. He is garnering a hefty price tag. Okay,
and he's not the weakest link.
He's not the weakest link. We're not, but at the same time, we're not going to bench him for Moody when we're paying him a lot more than we're paying Moody. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're going to get what we're paying for now. Now, his contract is up after this season. Okay, so I believe Moody's the future at that position. He will, and next year we will see him doing that. Mm-hmm. But as of right now, we're not going to put Glasgow on the bench and put Moody in unless he's injured.
Well, good thing our O-line is young because they're going to be like the Colts O-line when Peyton Manning was there. They kept their whole O-line. Jeff Saturday, they kept them all. So Garrett Bowles is in his 4th year. Dalton Rogers is in his 3rd. Lloyd Christenberry is in his 2nd. Netani Muti will be coming up on his 3rd next year.
Yep. Dude, we're going to have to figure something out with that internet, bro. It's still not strong. The internet signal continues to freeze up.
Why don't you, when it freezes up the first time, say something.
It just froze up. That was the first. I mean, that's the second time, but it just did it again.
Okay, so it hasn't been consistently doing it.
No, but it is doing it. So, real quick, Mundungus, I like this. Jonathan Cooper is now officially Bobby Boucher. That's right. That's right. It's the devil. I love it. Oh, and Mundungus also says that the only other absolute in this world is Mundungus having more babies. So, there you go. Let's talk about it now. All right, you said we had to wait. You wanted to wait. Well, let's talk about it now. EJ says Locke's shovel pass was a clever play. Absolutely. And I don't think it was, I do not think it was planned that way. It just shaped up and he made, he got lemons and he made lemonade.
That was, that was a play. That was another play that I think kind of helped. It showed his different creativity outside of the pocket. He stepped up. He went through his progression. Which is something we really didn't see last season. We saw him in those kind of plays. We saw him get taken down behind the line more often than not. Or he throw an interception.
This time he moved. He moved that pocket and he figured out and he saw an opening. He took it and I liked it. It was definitely clever. It was definitely clever. It was to who was it to? I can't even remember. Seth Williams. Seth Williams.
And he had that nice hurdle.
Yeah, he hurdled.
You can tell that dude's like 6'5" when you saw him hurdle. He's huge.
Right. EJ says baby's crying. That's right, EJ. My 19-month-old is downstairs and apparently just now did not get his way. So he's down there screaming at the top of his lungs because he thinks he'll win. So that's what's going on there. So don't think anyone is saying, Richie Rich says, don't think anyone's saying fully bench Glasgow, move him to offensive coordinator. That's funny. Just fire. Shermer, you're fired. Glasgow, you're in.
Mundungus says, kudos to Williams shadowing his QB and waiting. Yeah, because if you go back and watch him, he's standing there waiting, and Drew Lock sees it, and he dumps it off for a huge play. That's a creative play that I don't know all that Teddy's capable of, but I don't think I've never seen Teddy do that, but that's impressive. So you can see Drew Lock can throw an 80-yard play action bomb to KJ, but you can also see him scramble out of the pocket and throw a shovel pass.
A shovel pass, right there in the
an unplanned shovel pass, and gain 30, 40 yards. Plus, you saw him sort of Deontay Spencer for 30, for a third down. And but a lot of people mistake is he had less than a minute to go 70 yards with second string and third string before the half ended and still got points. May have been a touchdown, but he did what he was supposed to do. That's what the coach is looking for. Can you take care of the ball? Can you manage the clock? Whether you have ones, twos, or threes in, and that's what he was missing, and he did that. So
absolutely. Another new name in our chat, Kale Wright on YouTube. I don't recognize this name.
What's up, Kale?
Kale, as always, we will toast our newest. Here's to you, my friend. Welcome to the show. Kale, if you have not already, please subscribe, like, share, hit that notification bell, buddy. Get in and be part of the NRW crew. Be part of the MHRT family, brother. It's MHRT Podcast on YouTube. Kale says, am I the only one that felt like the coaching staff was setting Teddy up for success, whereas Drew Lock didn't get the same? Also, those drives in the regular season by Teddy end in punts.
Well, I will say this, Kale. I don't think they were setting him up. I think they have certain play calls for certain quarterbacks. The down and distance, the left, right, center hash makes a difference. I think, and me and Johnny were talking about this earlier before the show, I think they did that on purpose. Or we said during the show, they want to make Drew Lock's weaknesses his strength. Drew Lock's weakness is shotgun. His strength is play action. We saw how he performs in shotgun. Puts up great numbers. How does he perform?
You meant in play action. He play action.
In play action. How does he perform in shotgun?
Oh, my.
With second and third stringers. And he still took care of the ball. His percentage has gotten better from last year. So he took care of the ball. He marched it down the field. He got 2 field goals. And he didn't turn the ball over. That's what he was missing. That's what they want to see. So I don't think they set Teddy up for success. I think the play call was different, and I think they handled it very differently. They want to get the best out of each player.
True. Now, and I agree, and ultimately, I agree in some respect, Kale, that some of those drives by Teddy, the ones that we went for it on fourth down, end in punts. I do agree that happens some of the time. Mundungus kind of seems to have latched onto that one and said, don't we want them to try to convert those fourth downs and go for points instead of punting? We keep ripping into coaches for being conservative. True. I want them to go for those fourth downs. I want them to go for it on fourth down when it's in our best interest.
Yeah, it was 0. I think it was 0-0 in the first quarter.
When it's 4th and 5 on
in
your
the first quarter, 0-0.
In the first quarter, 0-0 on your own 40, you're not gonna go for it.
Yeah,
like no intelligent coach is gonna go on it for a 4th and 5 on their own 40 in the first quarter with the game tied 0-0. Like there's no. Excuse me, I'm sorry. There's no sense,
and
in
especially
that.
not. Was it twice in the one drive or twice in 2 drives?
I want to say it was 2 different drives that we went for it on 4th.
And remember, like I said earlier,
once was on 4th and 5. The other was on, I think, on like a 4th and 2.
Yeah,
and
like I
on
said
that
earlier,
one, Teddy and on that one, Teddy did a QB sneak.
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater struggles on third down efficiency, third down conversions.
He does.
That's where he struggles. That's why he's getting the 4th down. Drew Lock does not have that problem. So they're letting him go for 4th down to convert because he struggles on 3rd down. So they're making them play different. They're looking at different things in different aspects. Can you succeed at whatever play we throw at you, whatever players we have in, regardless of who you're playing and who you're playing with? So I think they're looking at different things.
Mundungus says not like they were going for 4th downs in Broncos territory. They were going for 4th and 5 or less in enemy territory. Even so, boss, it just depends on the moment in the game. And the moment in the game that we went for that 4th and 5 is not one that you would do in a regular season game. Nobody would, even if they're trying to be a little less conservative.
Now, speaking about one of those plays that he threw to Jerry Jeudy, where he climbed the pocket, that was pretty. But
yeah, Jerry Jeudy. I mean, he's real quick. Jerry Jeudy continues to prove to us that we made the right choice in him.
And this isn't even about Jerry Jeudy. I give credit to Pat Shurmur and his play calling. So the play he ran was KJ Hamler runs right at the safety's shoulder. Mm-hmm. So he pulls the safety away. The only way that works is if people realize KJ Hamler is a weapon.
Yeah.
And Drew Lock helped show that in week 1, and KJ Hamler has proved he's a weapon. So therefore, he drew the safety away and had Jerry Jeudy one-on-one with the cornerback. And that's what you want every time is Jerry Jeudy one-on-one with a cornerback.
Right.
So good call for
Mundungus says he disagrees with our position on the fourth down conversions. And that's fine. Boss, you don't have we never fully agree, and that's one thing I love about us in MHRT is we don't have to agree with each other to have some good conversation and some good discussions. Real quick, I'm going to come up here to a previous EJ comment that we skipped over. If our offense can successfully run the ball and score points, it will take a lot of pressure off the QBs and keep our defense off the field. We can win with that formula.
I agree, EJ. That reminds me, I've said this a lot. I've said it over and over again. The Broncos' offensive identity should be identical to the Titans.
Look, it's going to be a run-first offense, 100%.
And I think that offense, Johnny, gives the edge to Drew Lock.
I do. Now, real quick, Boggins said that this last Thursday when Benjamin Albright was on MHRT, which, by the way, can we just give a round of applause to the fact that our boys over on the MHRT podcast had Benjamin freaking Albright on the show on Thursday? I mean, if you haven't seen it, if you have not seen that segment, the boys were on, bro. They were like hot and popping, just questioning. They were shooting questions, and it was fantastic. And Ben Albright was just giving fantastic, analysis and points, and it was great. It was just awesome to have him on. So good job, guys. And also Boggins, like I said, Boggins said that he talked about the Broncos going to be a run first offense. Period. He said that this last Thursday. And Boggins, I want to give you your props and your applause and your congratulations for going to your very first Broncos game live last night. So there you go, buddy. There you go, Boggins. It's so freaking exciting to get to see a Broncos game live. Isaiah and I haven't been to a live game in what, 4 years? 4 years? 5 years?
Yeah.
5 years. Yeah. 5 years. Now, I got to go to a ton of live games when I was growing up. My grandfather had season tickets, and I was his football buddy. So I went to tons of home games when I was growing up. But I have not been to a Broncos game live in about 5 years, and that was here in Tennessee when we went to see him play the Titans.
Yes. So, EJ, back to what you're saying. Yes. If you look at the way Fangio wants the offense to run was the way we played the Vikings when Drew was there. Run the ball, big run, action over the top. Drew Lock excelled in that offensive strategy.
Absolutely.
The offense Drew Lock played was less run heavy and more pass heavy. So a run first football team favors Drew Lock greatly. The same way it favors Ryan Tannehill. Very similar. Run the ball, throw it when you have to, throw it because you can, because your running backs are so dominant and you also have dominant receivers when needed be. And that's why I think it was Mundungus here in the comments that says Sherman trying to force his 3 wide receivers set.
No, it was Richie. It was Richie.
Said that. Yeah, because he wants to pass, but Fangio likes to run, and we can do both. I think
we need to do both. It has to happen.
I think that benefits Drew, and I think Fangio is going to choose Drew for that reason because it looks better under that run first offense.
Yeah, 100%. Javonte Williams is not the starter yet. Okay, we still have Melvin Gordon, and Melvin Gordon from everything that's being reported is balling out right now. All right, so we have the weapons on both sides of the offense, the run and the pass. All right, we need to utilize both. It's going to be very important and very key to the success of this team. Now, that being said, excuse me. EJ also asks, you pulled up a different comment, so never mind.
So Mundunga says, how does a longer offensive drive go to Drew Lock? Teddy is literally being crucified for taking forever on his drives. What I'm saying is Drew Lock managing time and taking longer drives is different than what he did last year. Last year, it wasn't time management or game management. It was run the ball, throw quick passes, try and get the deep break open pass, break the game.
And it caused a lot of interceptions.
This one was
a lot of turnovers.
This one was methodical. He had 1 minute left with second and third strings. He couldn't just break it out and throw it over the top. He had to check down, run it, do the hurry up offense, play no play action pass shotgun. So he had to take his time and manage the game. That's why that's not a win to him. It just shows a different side that the coaches have been looking for.
And I in no way crucify Teddy over his drives, okay? Because ultimately, having the offense on the field longer gives the defense a rest. Okay.
Yes.
And it also eats the clock, giving
Yes.
less chance for the other team to have the ball. That being said, when a drive pushes for 13, 14 plays, the offense is tired too. The defense needs a rest, but so does the offense. They need a rest too. 13,
so the
14
question
plays on
is
a drive. So if Teddy, and the reason that I say that is because when Teddy's taking the safe passes, which we know he does, not all the time, but he is known as the kind of guy who checks down quite a bit, right? Am I wrong?
no. So what you're saying is
when you're
those
doing
13
short
14
check
drive
down,
will
when
be
you're doing
every
short
drive.
check down passes, it makes a drive take longer.
Yes.
And then the
So
offense
not only
is more tired.
the defense gets tired, but the offense gets tired. So the offense is going to be tired because Teddy Bridgewater is 13, 14.
I want to see it mixed up. That's what we
he's
need to
not.
see.
He's 9 and 12 play drive quarterback every drive, where Drew Lock can score in 6. He can do it in 3, and he also showed us he can do it in 8 or 9 drives. That's what they want. Someone who can mix it up.
Yes. So I'm not saying I'm not crucifying Teddy for it. I'm just saying I want someone who also every now and then pushes the ball further, because every now and then we need a little bit of a shorter drive. Give our offense a little bit of a chance to breathe too. So
yes. So that's what I'm saying is you want a game manager, but a gunslinger, and they finally got to see Drew Lock as the game manager.
He did a little bit of that, which was exciting because we haven't got to see it. We
still haven't seen Teddy Bridgewater gunslinger. We've seen Teddy Bridgewater. Yeah, we've seen Teddy Bridgewater game manager.
I want to answer
your
this
offense
question.
Is tired, and you just had a quick turnover and did a 13-play drive, and then you're gonna run back out there because your defense is well resting on turnover. That offensive line blocking is not going to be as well because you're going to be doing 13, 14 more drives.
I'm not saying it's not it's not good, but I'm saying, it needs to be more balanced. It needs to be balanced. Period. It just needs to be balanced. So I'm going to,
we heard you. We heard you, boss man. Yeah. We know what you meant.
I'm just saying this is I made the same point though yesterday, boss, here, quit bringing up comments. I've got a comment that I want to answer. Gosh,
you weren't answering it.
I'm trying to. You keep bringing up comments before I can bring it up.
I want to see how fast you can read.
Fine. KB82. It's good to see you, Kenny. What's up, buddy? 101 for life. Anyway,
101,
looks like
baby.
Denver
101.
has 2 quality pass rushers to back up Chubb and Miller with Reed and Cooper, and you are damn right, son.
Yes.
Fantastic. I mean,
what do we do with all that talent?
We use it. I don't know what are you asking? I
don't think we've ever had this.
Put him in the game. Put him in the game, coach. Look, there was
Jordan
beautiful
Cooper
sack.
looks like a.
There was a Jonathan. It's Jonathan.
I don't know where I got Jordan Cooper.
I don't know where you got Jordan Cooper, but look, yesterday there was a beautiful sack made by Reed and Chubb on Alex.
Yes.
On Alex. What's his name? Magoo. Alex Magoo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I know he's. I'm not trying to make fun of him. It's just a fun name to say, Magoo. So beautiful sack. I believe ultimately the credit was given to Bradley Chubb.
Yeah,
for the sack, but Malik Reed was right there with him. I mean, they were both on him side by side, and it was fantastic. It was great to see. And then Jonathan Cooper with two sacks yesterday.
Strip sack too, yeah,
strip sack, and then another sack to right before the end of the game. It was fantastic.
We've seen all our pass rushers except for one.
Right. Hey, you know what? I believe we know what we have there. We're going.
I think him and Cortland Sutton will be playing week 3. So all of our starters. How do you think about Ronald Darby and Kyle Fuller?
I don't know yet. I sincerely doubt we'll see either of them play week 3.
No, Von Miller said he will play week 3.
Well, maybe okay, but because
he said
he does, it's going to be a little bit. It ain't going to be a lot.
He said he didn't want his first game to be back on turf, so he wants it in grass. So week 3 preseason, he'll be back, and I think Cortland Sutton will be the same way. But how do you feel about Ronald Darby and Kyle Fuller?
Before I answer that, I'm going to finally answer this question by EJ that I've been trying to pull up for the last 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. Should the Broncos sign KJ Wright, he can still play at 32 years old and was a top 100 player, and the answer is an emphatic no. Here's why.
Before the draft, I would have said yes.
Before the draft, I might have said yes. But KJ Wright's a veteran. You said it, 32 years old, top 100 player. That comes with a hefty price tag. Right now, the Broncos as a whole, pretty much across the board, especially at KJ Wright's position, are pretty well stacked. Okay? We don't need him right now. And he's going to come with a very hefty price tag. And right now we have about $28 million in salary cap space. We need to roll that over. Okay? We could spend it. We could spend it right now. We could go out there and get people.
I think we're done spending.
But we need to. We need to be. Because this next season, we're going to have Cortland Sutton. Von Miller. Who else? Von Miller. We're going to have so many people coming up on contract years. We're going to have to pay out
it up. He can get his contract extended.
And they, and if for whatever reason this quarterback competition doesn't yield the guy, we might need to go into the market for someone like Aaron Rodgers next season. To do that, we're going to need money. Okay, let's not go spending every red cent we have left in our pocket. Let's save it a little bit, throw it at somebody next season to either keep players here, because that's the new culture of this team. Benjamin Albright said it on Thursday on our MHRT show. The new culture of this team is keeping our players here.
Yep.
Not bringing in new players and signing new rookie contracts. So let's save that money. We don't need KJ right now.
Yeah. And before I read Kale's comment, you guys let me know in the comments, why hasn't Noah Fant gotten any exposure this offseason? Is it because the Noah Fant? Is it because the play calling has changed and it's more receiver oriented?
I'm wondering the same thing.
Is Pat Shurmur just hiding Noah Fant, hiding the tight ends? Because it hasn't just been Noah Fant, except for who Mundungus keeps saying in the comments,
Eric Sobert.
Except for Eric Sobert, who's played absolutely excellent and has earned himself a position.
He's earned himself at least spot 3 behind Alberto.
Yes, he's definitely. Andrew Beck should be worried, but
Andrew Beck is getting cut.
Yeah,
the way Eric Sobert's been playing, Beck's getting cut.
So Mundungus he doesn't need Noah Fant. He wants to keep it healthy. And Alberto, I agree. I just want to make sure
No, he's talking about Von Miller there.
Okay.
Doesn't need it. Want to keep him healthy.
Okay. Okay. So with Noah Fant and Albert are they not using tight ends on purpose, guys? Or
I don't know, because I can't think that they are.
Because we've seen KJ Hamler,
Eric Sobert.
KJ Hamler's been doing great. Jerry Jeudy's been doing fantastic. I mean, they've done what they're supposed to. And then Noah Fant, this is supposed to be his breakout Pro Bowl year.
I mean, look right here. Mundungus says it. Sobert, in my opinion, is breakout player of training camp. Holy crap. Shadowjacker, who is this Eric Sobert, and why is he shining so brightly? Shine bright like a diamond. I mean, I don't know. It's, I want to see more of Alberto. I want to see more of Noah Fant, but we know what we have in them. Sobert has shown up. He's shown out. And I believe that now both Andrew Beck and Austin Fort out of a job. Because we're not going to keep more than 3 tight ends right now. I mean, we're just not. I doubt it. I sincerely doubt. I mean, the only way we keep 4 is that the 4th one's pretty much exclusively special teams.
Well, if we get rid of Andrew Beck, then we're keeping that linebacker that we had. I mean, not the linebacker, that fullback that we had. Because Andrew Beck was our fullback. Yeah. Unless Sobert can play fullback.
I like what Kale says here. I'm going to read it. Drew has done exactly what everybody has wanted him to do this preseason. Not force anything. Go through his reads and not turn the ball over. And he has it. I mean, he struggled yesterday from the shotgun. You said it, Isaiah. You said at the beginning of the show. He struggled in the shotgun. Right? I mean, he's never been great in the shotgun or the pistol even. He's the kind of quarterback who plays under center from the pocket. And I agree with you. I honestly do. I struggle with thinking about it, but the more I've thought about it, I think yesterday I agree with you 100%. They were testing him. They wanted him to get to take some snaps, take some reps in a position where he is uncomfortable, so that he can learn from it, 1, and 2, get more comfortable there.
Because now he has film to go back and watch on things he needs to improve.
Yes, and the coaches have film to look at to be like, hey, this is what you did wrong. Let's fix it.
And so I think Kale's comment is what everybody says is Drew's position to lose, which means he has to not do this. Drew didn't have to do something. It was Drew has to take care of the ball. It's Drew has to not turn the ball over. It was always a negative. He always had stuff to lose. And Drew lost. He dropped those bad habits.
All right. This is my cousin.
Those bad habits.
This comment is my cousin. Jay Weaver, Dream Weaver. Yo, cuz, little cuz, I love you with all my heart. You know that. Your family, and I love you with all my heart. Teddy is not going to be announced the starter this week. It is not yet decided. It is not yet decided.
I think they're going to wait for Cortland Sutton to come back. I think Cortland Sutton.
I don't think Cortland has anything to do with it, because one thing we do know about Cortland Sutton is no matter what quarterback is under center, he is going to ball. He can ball out with whoever's there, because he's done it his whole career. He's played with what, 6 quarterbacks since we drafted him.
I'm thinking they're going to wait till after preseason game 3 to announce it.
So there it is. Okay, so Mundungus confirmed earlier when he said that they want to keep him healthy. I knew it. Man.
Yeah, Johnny, don't interrupt me again. I knew exactly what I was talking about.
Hey, you know what? Do not start with me. Do not start with me, boo-boo.
You started when you interrupted me.
I will come over there. Do not make me.
Okay, make sure you bring that dog food that I left over there. That I haven't picked up. When you come over here. But yeah,
maybe you should spend more time worrying about your dog than doing other things. How about that?
I do worry about my dog. I was just over there. I just forgot it.
Yeah, I know you did.
That's
right. Andrew Beck is the fullback. That's right.
That's why I said, can Sober play fullback? If we get rid of Andrew Beck, is Sober going to be the new fullback / tight end, or are we keeping a fullback like Andy Janovich and having one tight end? That all depends.
Yeah. So, EJ says this down here. Let's see. Sobert had more catches than Fant. That's because, honestly, they haven't targeted Fant at all.
At all. Neither quarterback.
I'm looking back, and I mean, I've watched these games closely, and I rewatched them afterwards, both weeks. I don't think I can recall a single target to Noah Fant, which
him or Albert O. I think you can count them on one hand.
No, you can't count them at all because neither one's been targeted. Zeros, goose eggs.
Yeah, it's they've been doing great in practice. In practice, they've been getting a lot of catches, but in the games, I think it's just the play calling, and I think they don't want to expose. They just want everybody to see.
And again,
KJ Hamler.
Dungus said it. Doesn't need it. Want to keep Fant healthy.
I think Pat Zimmer just wants to show KJ Hamler and Jerry Jeudy off to the NFL. He doesn't want y'all to see Cortland Sutton yet. He doesn't want us to see Noah Fant yet. He doesn't want to show all the weapons.
Although I don't see the point in that. I don't at all. Because
why dress him?
Here's why I don't see the point in that. This is why I disagree with you there, Isaiah. Is because after his drop passes, now Jerry Jeudy had a lot of targets last season. He was one of the most targeted wide receivers in the league. But with all of his drops, right? I mean, it's been talked about around the league, not just in Broncos country. Everybody knows what Cortland Sutton's capable of. Okay, he's a Pro Bowler. He's made it to the Pro Bowl. He is known at this point, right? Like nationally. People know who Cortland Sutton is. But Jerry Jeudy, on the other hand, has yet to really showcase what he was capable of, in my opinion. Why would we expose that and not expose the guy that everybody already knows what he can do? Why? Like, why would we not keep that closer to the vest?
Because I don't think everybody knows what Noah Fant can do. And I think
I'm not talking about Noah Fant. I'm talking about Jerry Jeudy.
I don't think Jerry Judy's broken out either. I don't think he's really shown yet.
I think he's shown a lot. He's shown a lot.
But the reason why I'm asking, I'm trying to make excuses because toward the end of last season, we complained that Noah Fant didn't get enough touch. Like he'd forget about him the whole first half, forget him the whole second half. And it's reminiscent of last season. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Last season, we had a problem with this. Dave Full Glassman coming in off the top. Don't worry about the dog. Worry about getting a wire between your router and your computer. I have a wire that goes directly into it, so thank you very much. But I think it looks reminiscent of not utilizing your tight ends again.
So here, I like what Mundungus said here. Beck has been getting time at fullback with the running game, so I think we keep 3 tight ends. So there you go. So, we got Fant, Alberto, and Sobert, and then a fullback in Beck.
That's what I said.
And Jay asks us, Dreamweaver, my cousin Jay, isn't Patrick hurt? I think, I can't remember. Doesn't he have like a quad strain or something?
No, that was
I know that was KJ. KJ Hamler had that.
Mike Boone had a quad strain, I think it was.
Yeah, he's out for at least 4 to 6 weeks.
I don't know. Patrick had a groin injury, or was that Gordon?
I can't remember hearing anything about Patrick getting hurt. Anyway, well, that being said, it was a good game. All right, real quick, I want to talk. I need to kind of get out of here a little earlier than normal because the babies are screaming downstairs, and I know that my wife is going to start to come unglued soon.
Yeah, and I have to go cook dinner for the wife, apparently.
Yes, you do. So that being said, real quick, I also want to give a shout out to Justin Simmons for having another pick. That was fantastic.
Deshaun Williams pick.
Yep, Deshaun Williams, offensive or defensive lineman with a pick. What?
He did that last year against the.
It was gorgeous. It was perfect.
He did against Cam Newton. Yeah,
it was great, man. He's got
hands. Woody almost had his too.
I'm gonna make. You know what? Here we go.
Hot take.
Deshaun Williams is the next Shelby Harris. I'm just saying. Look, no, he's got the hands, man.
He's got the hands.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Oh, Boggins made it. Boggins in the house. What's up, Boggins?
He says, "Hey, I made it."
You missed it earlier when I gave you your shout out and congratulations on going to your very first Broncos game live. But hey, it's good to have you in the house, buddy.
Richie,
and this is huge. I want to point out that that our boy in MHRT, Richie Rich, is paying a compliment to Justin Simmons because Rich is very outspoken about his dislike for Justin Simmons. So there we go. It's good to hear it from Rich. Simmons made a great read on that play. Yes, he did. So, oh, man. Oh, fiance. Boggin says, oh, thank you. Good times. Fiance is a Hawks fan. She didn't have a good time. That's funny. That's funny, Boggs. I love it, buddy. So that being said, we're at an hour and 8 minutes. We're going to get out of here a little bit earlier than we normally do, guys. It has been an absolute blast talking Broncos with you guys. And if you guys still have opinions, comments, anything you want to talk to us about, hit us up on Twitter. Find me at Broncos_Viking. Find Isaiah at WordOverWorld with 2 underscores. Talk to us, throw us a comment. Hit us up in our DMs. They're open. You can talk to us. We will gladly talk to you about it, okay? Oh, there it is. Ojemudia is a hamstring, not an ACL, so that's a good thing. That's from Boggins. Just reported Ojemudia has a hamstring injury, not an ACL.
Okay.
Thank goodness, because we don't want him out with an ACL. That's a much, much longer recovery. That being said, guys, if you have not already, like, subscribe, share, comment, hit that notification bell so you are ready to go live with us every time that we hit that live button, okay? Also, please do not miss our other shows, okay? On Tuesday, we have Broncos Talk with myself, Richie Rich, and a 6'10" Mexican. We go live at 7654 on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Do not miss also our flagship podcast, MHRT Podcast, on Thursday, 7654 on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. A blast. Like I said, this last week we had Benjamin Albright on that show, and it was phenomenal. Okay? We have a lot of fun on all of our shows. Do not miss them. Come on, guys. Subscribe, because here comes season 2 of MHRT.
You guys are ready for it.
There are big changes coming to MHRT. Guys, new shows, new hosts, new stuff. It's going to be exciting. We are going new with the new season. With a new football season equals a new football season equals a new show, or a new MHRT. All right, we are ready to go crazy with it. So be part of it with us, please. All right. With that being said, you know what time it is, right? Do you know what time it is?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Real quick, we got EJ saying, great show, guys. Smash the thumbs up button. Broncos, thank you guys for joining us today. We cannot wait to see you on Broncos Talk on Tuesday. And we cannot wait to see you on MHRT Podcast on Thursday. We love you, Broncos country. We love you, NRW crew. Let's get ready for the Mile High Five. Let me get a drink, because my voice is still not fully back. I'm about
Archer.
I'm about to lose it. All right. Ready? Here we go. My high five. Yes. Thank you, NRW crew, and thank you, Broncos country. We will see you next time.